Another day, another Space Communicator. I am very proud to be here with my friend Juliana.
Hello.
Juliana, can you introduce yourself and tell us why we're looking at a Klingon lady here? But introduce yourself first.
My name is Juliana Neuhuber. I'm from Austria, and we're here in the Austrian booth, the first time on AAC. And um, I'm working in the cool area of um, data processing and visualization. Because if you just have data, um, nobody cares actually about data, especially the wider outreach people or the public. So you always have to communicate the data, and that this is a part of my story. So I'm working as a director of photography and director and editor. So I'm very much into also producing movies and working on the editing table and so.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because you're a cinematographer, really. You work on movies, you say?
Yes.
Movies is your background.
Yes.
You work on video communication, on
Yes.
visualization, as you say yourself. Who do you represent?
I'm representing here the impressive company because we are all not that outgoing, so we choose a name where everybody is talking about. So it's a good conversation starter.
Okay, so traditionally you make films, you make movies
Yes.
about space, about anything to convey messages.
Yes, we have two spacesuits. We bought two spacesuits because this is actually a story, because one is no story, two are a story. So this was the beginning of actually doing movies in the space sector. We started with visualization programs like about the faster mission of Mars rovers, and then short movies with the spacesuits, and we ended up with the Klingons and with our software project about space traffic management.
Exactly, because space debris is a topic, but
Yes.
also explainers is a topic.
Yes.
And often they are combined. So tell us a little bit about how do you visualize stories that engage people with the problem of space debris? Because that is not a
Yeah.
topic that people are necessarily intrinsically interested in.
Yeah, and of course, it's another story about doomsday. So, because our data show that we are in some orbits in the beginning of the Kessler syndrome, which is a kind of a cascade effect, which can affect all satellites in all orbits, and then our all facilities in space are gone
Yeah.
for the next 50
Yeah,
years.
for
or
those
so.
who don't know, the Kessler syndrome is the scenario where we have a few catastrophic collisions between objects in space that create many more pieces of space debris, basically making low Earth orbit unsustainable for anything.
Yeah, as we see here.
That's what she's
Um,
talking about.
And what we find out is that if you talk about space debris, everybody is getting kind of depressed and don't want to talk about it. So we thought about how can we use the data to tell a story which is uplifting and
Right.
doing how can we approach this hard topic and create a feeling which is not that bad. We started with an VR experience based on our data from the software, and we found out that lots of people just say, "Wow, it's the first time I really get to know what the data are based on. I work all my life with this kind of data, and now I feel it."
Right.
But if you stop there, you have an even more depression. So what we used is the paradoxical intervention, and that's a thing I really would recommend to everybody else.
You have to explain this because these are two difficult words.
Yeah, paradoxical intervention is when you do something which you not expect to do in this moment.
Okay.
So, of course, space debris, want to avoid space debris.
Sure.
So what we did is you were feeling the conjunctions and the other satellites flying in your way, and then locked and loaded, and you can shoot about on them.
Just shoot the space debris.
Shoot the space debris. Of course, this is not the thing we want to do that anybody does up there. But if you just do it in a game, then it feels good. And so you feel powerful because you are not helpless in this moment. And powerful people can change the world. So
Perfect. Well, let's talk a little bit about gamification because
Yep.
we and everybody plays computer games, but gamification of these serious issues, how does that work? Why does gamification work as a communication tool?
because you can do something active, and if you do something with your hands and or it's not you can engage a little bit more, and with a game you actually intrigue people to go a little bit deeper in the topic, and you have this we also think about um, spherical screen
Okay.
where you can also, like a Pac-Man game, eat away the space debris. And because here you also have an action, you can do something. And of course, with the gamification, you also address a complex topic in a more narrative way. And when you do something, you have a victory, and if you have a victory, you want to do stuff.
Right,
So,
you create positive
Yes.
memories, positive emotions.
and what's with the Pac-Man game, it's like we want to foster people to go maybe to study something about that and find a new way of cleaning up space.
Okay. Now, tell me this. Why is she explaining that in Klingon?
We also thought about the Kessler syndrome and how to communicate it. And we thought maybe we just turn the angle, and she, as an alien, tells us that we are just littering space. And so she says maybe you shouldn't do that, but if you want to be, you will be the next citizens of our imperial. So just go on, but we think you should not to.
Okay, so is it the unexpected angle? I mean, nobody
Yes.
speaks Klingon
It's
in real
also
life.
a kind of a paradoxical intervention.
That's what you we're talking about. So, okay, well, that's interesting to explain that topic. And it's all part of the communication game, isn't it?
Yes.
And
You choose something completely different to communicate about it.
exactly, throw in a few paradoxes, which may be unrealistic, but it helps people to engage
Yes.
with the problem, with the story. Okay, well, thank you very much, Juliana, for
Welcome.
explaining that to us. And as you see, there are so many different angles to space communication that altogether make up the puzzle of what we're trying to solve, and is explain space to the world because it needs explaining.
Because powerful people change the world.
Absolutely. And we have to empower them in a
Yes.
way. Thank you very much, Juliana. And thank you for being in this series. And I hope to be working with you and bumping into you at many different events.
That would be lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.